Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Palace Post. I need to apologize to you guys right off the bat because the weather here where I live is changing pretty dramatically, and it's really taking a toll on my voice. So if I sound a little bit scratchy today, or if my voice sounds like it's in a lower register than usual, that's why. But don't worry, we're going to get through this video together. Now today we're going to go through a little bit more of the scrapbook of royal mail that I've received so far this year. And at the end of the video, stick around, we're going to review the outgoing mail this week. We're going to talk about who I'm sending mail to and why. And that'll come at the end of the video. Now at the end of the previous episode, we reviewed this letter, which I received from Crown Prince Alexander, the Crown Prince of Serbia. And after that, we move into Spain. Now, in the previous video, I talked about some odd things about one of the letters, and this is the one here. And you might notice already what's odd about it, but this was in response to a letter I wrote to King Juan Carlos and Queen Sofia of Spain. Now, they are not the current King and Queen of Spain. They are the previous King and Queen of Spain. King Juan Carlos abdicated the throne several years ago in favor of his eldest son. But King Juan Carlos and Queen Sofia are celebrating, if you read Spanish, you'll be able to see this. They are celebrating their wedding anniversary, or at the very least, they were at the time I wrote the letter. And so I wrote a letter just congratulating them and wishing them well, and I got this nice response. Now, what's odd about it? Well, we don't know who wrote it. Unlike every other letter that I receive, this has absolutely nothing here. Now, I do know that this is not written in the king's voice. This is written on behalf of their majesties, the king and queen. So this was certainly prepared by a secretary of some kind, but always, and we're going to see others, we've seen examples, and we'll see more examples in this episode. It is always signed, and it indicates who prepared the letter, but this does not. That is not the case with letters we've received on behalf of the current King and Queen of Spain, King Felipe and Queen Letizia. Now, I sent this to the current King and Queen, or I sent a letter to them, rather, for their wedding anniversary as well. And I received this in return. And as you can see, we do at least have a secretary's name here, but it is not signed. And that's very unique from the Spanish court. We're going to come to an example in a minute where the secretary has signed it. And you've seen previous letters as well where the secretary hand signs the response. Not in the case of Spain. You'll see again here also a letter to King Felipe of Spain, and this was in response to a letter I sent congratulating him for the anniversary of his accession to the throne. It's from the same secretary, but this secretary apparently is not in the habit of signing the responses. Now, I will point out, because you know I'm a fan of good letterhead, and I really like the crest that they've placed here. It's very, very attractive. I don't particularly care for the font, but the letterhead is very, very nice. Finally, and this is the last one in the scrapbook we're going to do today, because I want to get to the outgoing mail. This is the only response that I have from Sweden. And believe me, I've sent a lot of mail to Sweden, but this is the only thing that I've gotten in return. And this is from His Royal Highness Prince Carl Philip. It's written on his behalf by a secretary, and unlike the Spanish letters, the name is here, Secretary to His Royal Highness, and it is hand-signed. You also might be able to tell that this is very reminiscent of the type of stationery that we see from the royal court in Monaco, with the crest in the upper left-hand corner. Very, very simple format here. My address is here. My name is here. Very well put together. This is not the same font as Monaco. I really like, you might remember, I really like the stationery and the letters from Monaco. But this one is from Sweden. It's the only one I have from Sweden, but that might change soon because we are sending a letter to Her Royal Highness Princess Sophia, and this is the first one we'll cover on the Outgoing Mail for this week. Princess Sophia is actually the wife of His Royal Highness Prince Carl Philip. Now, Prince Carl Philip is not the heir to the throne. He's the younger brother of the Crown Princess of Sweden, Crown Princess Victoria. But I would encourage you all to Google a photo of Princess Sophia and Prince Carl Philip, because they just might be the most attractive royal couple in all of Europe. And that, not just my opinion, many people have commented on that. But we're sending this letter to Princess Sophia on the occasion of her upcoming birthday, just wishing her the best and a very happy birthday. We are also sending a letter to Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales, Princess Catherine. If you keep up with royal news, you will know that in the last week there were memorials and what they call festivals of remembrance in the United Kingdom. And the Princess of Wales was accompanied by her son, Prince George. And that was important because that was Prince George's first official engagement as a member of the royal family. So it's a very important occasion for him and for the royal family. This is written to the Princess of Wales, congratulating her on such a successful first outing for the prince. Now, you might be wondering, why am I not just sending this to Prince George? Well, in general, I do not send letters to minors who are not yet adults. And Prince George is only 12. So we're not going to be sending him a letter for quite some time. But we are going to send it to his mother, congratulating her on what a great job he did. We're also sending a letter to His Serene Highness Prince Nicholas Sebastian of Liechtenstein. Now, if you know much about the royal family of Liechtenstein, I want to caution you, do not get this Prince Nicholas confused with the other Prince Nicholas of Liechtenstein. The older Prince Nicholas is the younger brother of the current reigning Prince of Liechtenstein. This Prince Nicholas is actually the son of Prince Alois, who is currently the Prince Regent and is heir to the throne of Liechtenstein. This is his son, and his birthday's coming up, so we're going to send him a birthday message. And finally, Their Majesties the King and Queen of the Belgians. Their wedding anniversary is approaching, and so we're going to send them a letter wishing them all the best for their anniversary. Now, one thing, and this was purely coincidental, and I did not realize it until I was kind of putting all this together, is that much like we are looking forward to getting our second letter our second letter ever from Sweden, from Princess Sophia, it would also be only our second response from Liechtenstein, our second response from Belgium, and I do have a lot of responses from the United Kingdom, but this would only be our second response from the Princess of Wales. So we're going for a lot of seconds with this week on the Outgoing Mail. Speaking of the United Kingdom, in the upcoming episode, we're getting to where a lot of you wish we could have started. We're getting to the U's in the scrapbook, and the only U in the scrapbook is the United Kingdom. There are a lot of responses from the United Kingdom, so we're going to break that into a few episodes. But if you're looking forward to responses from British kings and queens, princes, princesses, some dukes, and even an earl, I encourage you to come back and see us again. And to make sure you do that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and absolutely give us a thumbs up on this video so that we're always in your feed and you can watch us every time we come on the air. Thanks so much for watching the Palace Post, and I'll see you in the next video.